Yeah, it's like I've said before. The New Year's is more like of a couples thing, or married or whatever, or a young person's thing. It's a game. It's not. I don't do New Year's. I never really have, anyways. Even when I was with, even when you're in a couple, after so many years of doing it, it's like it's rather. And then you're so old that you'd rather just stay at home and sleep.
Yeah, no. I mean, I want to say Happy New Year's, everybody out there.
Happy New Year's.
Appreciate you guys for tuning in. You guys shakedown on the New Year's. New Year's Day. I know we did a New Year's special, New Year's Eve special.
Yeah, this is brand new. First of the year special.
First of the year special. Still got a long way to go.
You get a 2-for-1 special.
Right. 2-for-1 special. Still got a long way to go. It's never. This ain't even the top of the iceberg.
Long road ahead of us, and we're still obviously trying to find our format and our thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Slowly but surely.
And I know
4 months, man. 4 months we've been doing this.
And it seems to be getting better, to be honest.
Going on 4 months.
Still a couple of things to work on, but as far as I could see, hopefully we could get we should start doing videos soon too.
Yeah, I mean, we have the capability now, but slowly we'll start incorporating it. Like I said, let's go through the process of just doing some test runs during some episodes, and it's nice to at least have backup of our audio.
True.
Two recordings of our audio. That way, if this thing fails, then we can go back to the audio or vice versa, and
What do you think about what do you think about any other challenges? I know
no, we're definitely. I'm still planning on doing. I'm still planning on doing the sub challenge again, but I want to have to prepare myself for.
That was awesome.
Yeah, but I definitely want to do the Goodfellas or the. Is it the Goodfellas pizza?
Goodfellas pizza. What is that? The giant slice, or is it a whole pizza?
Yeah. The two giant slices.
How big are they? They're pretty
supposed
big.
To be 63 inches each, so probably about a half a pizza.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, just
half a pizza.
Just roll a blunt and
just smoke on the way there.
Yep.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
But the only thing is, I think it's just on Mondays, all day Mondays.
All day Monday.
Your lunch specials on Mondays, I forget. But I know it's a Monday thing for sure. So if you want to do it, we gotta
haul ass.
I was thinking if you can't take the day, whenever I do decide to do it, then I could just, take the day off myself and take the bus out wherever it is. I'm not even sure where it's at. I think more likely it's off of Cicero or something.
Yeah, that or half a day.
Well, yeah. I mean, I mean, depending on how full I am, though. That's the reason I'm saying,
Yeah, no, definitely got some things working in the woodworks coming for the show.
For sure. We were talking about, too, might as well. I'm shifting my focus on my music stuff. I mean, I'm still working on my own personal music, but I decided that I'm gonna try my hands at the sample pack stuff.
Sending some samples. I did hear some of the beats you had. They were pretty good.
Yeah, I might work on EDM beats and all that stuff too, like sample packs and all that.
EDM beats are hard.
So we might be throwing some background music from me, and maybe I can start slinging some sample music packs for DJs and producers and people out there looking to do their own thing.
That would be cool.
Might as well, time to put this computer and software in the corner and start, make me some money.
Make me some money. Work hard for the money.
Exactly, buddy.
No, yeah. I mean, it's a nice little setup from when we started 4 months ago.
Yeah, and then so it's only gonna get bigger from here. Like, look, I got that electric guitar now too.
Oh yeah.
I have that bass that slowly I've been working on to get sound playable. I mean, it's playable now, so I might start dropping down some bass lines.
Yeah.
And then I got this little keyboard. I might get a bigger one, actually, a full keyboard.
No, that was nice. I mean, for the start.
No, yeah, this is a good little sampler, especially for figuring out the whole electronic MIDI controller aspect of it. But definitely a full keyboard to do bass and treble at the same, lows and highs at the same time. I mean, I could still do it. It would just be twice the work, because I'd be having to do the high part and then go back and re-record the bass lines, the low parts on the keyboard.
So you, like, let's say someone's starting up and coming up and they want to do like beats and stuff like that. You think it would be a good one to start off with?
Oh, for this, yeah, especially, yeah. I mean, I got it off of Temu, and it was, I mean, To be honest, though, for $10 more, I could have just gone to Guitar Center and gotten something just as comparable, but I think it probably would have been a little bit better, just because you're getting it from a music store as opposed to like from Temu, which is,
Yeah.
But no offense, it does work really good. It connects and is compatible with pretty much all the controls are compatible with my DAW, my DAW software.
Right. Thing.
But I wish the transport controls would connect. That would make it easier. Because if these three buttons would connect, then I could, instead of having to go here and hit the record button and all that stuff here, I could just hit stop here, hit record. Hit
those are just for show?
I mean, I'm sure they connect to other DAW systems, but for some reason it's not connecting to this one. I've tried everything. So.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. That's
another thing too is like, you're asking all these questions about the technical side of all this, and figure I might start even, doing some short videos on reviews on some of this stuff, or even just beginners videos for people that are looking to figure out how to connect, the technical issues on connecting these instruments or something. I know they have plenty out there, but it'll be something to break bones and get more of a experience in case I want to. The focus is eventually to shift to something else, right? So
right. I mean, that's the beauty of this whole thing, is that we could always switch it up. And
I mean, look at how far aside from just the podcast, dude, and what we're trying to achieve there, look at what we've accomplished so far in these 3 weeks, dude. I like to think we've done some stuff that has gotten us out of our comfort zone, or what do you call that?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. There's been some.
We went out there, we did a video. I deep-throated a meatball sandwich. I deep-throated some meatballs.
Honestly, it looked like it's a good meatball if you were just sitting there to enjoy it. I mean, not that it wasn't enjoyable.
And if I was sitting there being able to just enjoy it with no eyes, I feel like I really would have been able to kill it.
But when you're sitting there and you're like a
eyes on me,
bro. Everybody,
it's hard. It's difficult.
Everybody really walked in looking at you like you was one of those zoo animals looking at you.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
I mean, that's the whole part of it, right? That's a good way to get our names and stuff out there and all that stuff.
I think that would have been if we could accomplish one. I mean, like you said, we have accomplished pretty much a lot of things on the way here.
Yeah, for sure.
But if we could get our name on the board, that would probably be another bonus of people looking us up.
And what else have we done? It's even taken us out of even outside the podcast and content creating to be getting out there and checking out the meat market and checking out,
just the city itself,
what's out there, and checking out the city too. So
I mean,
we've gotten out a few times and just, and I was thinking too, maybe we should start taking the microphones with us and doing some content out, streaming, like you were saying.
It's funny.
We don't have to do like fucking 10, 15 minutes of a video. We could do small snippets here and there. We can take that and weave it throughout the night and chop and screw it up, like I said, edit it out, edit the good parts and all the stupid filler crap we just cut out and it'll be something to fill up our videos, our podcast videos. Like this is what we did, do like a little
snips,
2-3 minute fucking montage video of like what we did the other night, like going out when we went to the liquor store and checked out some stuff and all that. So
that, and there's people out there who got any requests, like we always say, they want us to try out a little bottle or like a little beer or something, or
sure, yeah. I mean, anything and everything. Hopefully we can start a community here, which we've been trying to do. Right. So people, please hit that subscribe button, smash it up.
I know, like yesterday when we went to get that pizza. That was a quick little 2-minute funny little sketch.
Yeah.
Dude, I literally there was like a gang of people waiting for pizza.
Dude, it was packed.
It was right there at Sam's Club, dude. And all I told the lady, I was like, "Yo, let me get that meat lovers pizza."
That pizza's fire though,
right? And I swear, bro. So sometimes what I think is like some people will go and they're like, "Yeah, let me get that pizza." They'll be like, "Oh, it's gonna take us like 10, 15 minutes to make," and they'll be like, "All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go pick up some stuff." And I think I happened to come along. And I told the lady my name was, so-and-so.
Shout out to Stanley, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Stanley, right? Because
delicious ass pizza.
I think she got my name mixed up anyways. And then the dude was like, meat lovers pizza for Stanley. And I ordered a meat lovers pizza. And I ain't Stanley, but I said for that moment, I'm Stanley, my boy. Let me get that meat lovers. He looked at me like, you ain't no Stanley. And that would have been a funny little clip cause you know how like when you're at the store, bro, like I remember Kmart. You remember Kmart used to have Little Caesars in the back?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Target too.
Target too.
They used to have Little Caesars.
But imagine, bro, you're Stanley. You go for a little grocery shopping real quick after you just place your order for pizza, and you come back. You're like, "Yo, where's my pizza at?" You guys said they're like, "Oh shit," you know.
that pizza was fire though.
Dude, that pizza was bomb, dude.
It was delicious.
And shout out to Sam's Club because you know they're a little bit not knocking Caesars or nothing, but they are a little bit bigger, and they're not even that much of a
slightly
price
bigger.
difference.
What, like $1.75?
Yeah, I think it was like $1.75, dude. They still got their $1.50 hot dogs. With the combo, with the big
dude, that thing was bomb. That thing was fire. Although I will admit, dude, I painted the toilet this morning, dude. Like it was like I woke up because you know how it was for me yesterday, and I was like trying to figure out how my day went yesterday and everything, and then because I was like, dude, what the hell? It was like I was literally. Yeah, dude, I was peeing water, bro, for like a good 15, 20 minutes, dude. Like, what the hell's going on? Yeah,
we did have those 6-packs. Those are pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I like those better than the cans. That's just me.
Yeah. But I mean, it was crazy, dude. It was crazy because like that's what woke me up, and I was like,
God.
I mean, it was great. It was, at the end of it, like, oh, it's one of those ones that leaves you like, yeah, that was good. Leaves you in euphoria.
Yeah. You feel like
it was a euphoric one.
No, that one was decent. That one was good. And it was New Year's Eve, and it was a short day at work too, anyways.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
I mean, I left 30 minutes early, but
yeah,
it was like,
and I didn't really get too messed up yesterday. I'll admit, but I mean, I did halfway through the day. I was just really feeling it. You know how like when you've been doing it like almost 2 days straight, and you're in your third one, and you're like a couple of shots in, all of a sudden your body's just like everything's sluggish, and that's kind of how I felt throughout halfway through the day. But when we got here, did the pod, and
I think
we went to the thing first. I was feeling sluggish, but once we took those beers, it did kind of help.
No,
it did. I mean, I definitely picked out that pizza. Definitely helped. That I'm telling you, everybody's getting that meat lovers. Everybody.
Yeah, they definitely was because it was looking good, smelled good.
Yep.
That's it. Shit.
Yeah.
Might as well for the price. You can't go wrong.
You're right.
You know what I mean? You get like 2 of those bad boys, you feeding the whole family.
We ate like kings, bro. I think that's why it was so packed too. I mean, what's better than $7 extra large pizzas with fresh ingredients?
They were
a New Year's Eve party.
You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that other peaks out there, but yesterday, dude, that shit was calling my name.
I mean, I was asleep by 6. I'm no lie, 6 or 7 or whatever time.
I think I fell asleep like at 9 yesterday, dude. Because like I said,
we were done with the pod at what, like 4 or 5 o'clock, like 5:30,
like 5ish,
5:30, somewhere around there.
Yeah, because I was supposed to go to visit my uncle, but man,
that's right. I do remember that.
Yeah, that plan fell through the cracks because I just got home, dude. I said, you know what? It's always I'm gonna just lay down, take a little 30-minute nap. And next thing you know, I wake up and it's already 2 o'clock in the morning.
You and me both, bro.
Yeah, I wake up and I'm like, damn, But I know earlier we were talking about this thing about Nikola Tesla and the whole thing about there's people like that, right? Where they're geniuses, but they're just not business savvy or business. Mm-hmm. And that's because I've seen this a lot in some dispensaries, right? Mm-hmm. Where there's people who know how to grow the plant, take care of the plant. And there's people who know nothing about the plant, but they want to turn it into this whole, and they're making millions of dollars. Don't even smoke the plant. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I get it, but it's just like, man, when you have so much love for something and you create something, and just to be like, you're not even not that most of the people don't even care about making millions, but it's like you're over here living in this shack and you're over here making growing the product and everything, and
right. No, I get it.
So I seen that a lot where somebody's like even McDonald's, dude. Back in the day, you used to go.
I was
to
about to say that. Like, you know the story about McDonald's?
I don't.
But go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. But my thing is, back in the day, you used to go to McDonald's and it was like a kid's playground. Like it has like it looked like bright colors. It had slides, all this. Now you go, it looks like a corporation.
Yep.
Very
sterile.
Yeah, and it's kind of like what happened.
Yeah. Yep. So have you seen the movie Founder?
It's some guy who I did see the movie. It was with that old school Batman character. Mm-hmm. I forgot his name.
Yeah, I can't think of it either at the moment. Keaton. Yeah, Keaton. Some Keaton.
Some Keaton, right?
Uh-huh.
he goes and he gets a burger and he becomes like fascinated with the fact, right?
It's a loose interpretation of it's a loose biopic interpretation of the guy who found McDonald's. He didn't invent McDonald's. He found McDonald's.
Because it wasn't. Was it called McDonald's at first?
It was always McDonald's, yeah. But it was like, I think McDonald's brothers. I think
Yeah,
at first, 'cause
something
these guys.
like that.
It was two dudes whose last names were two brothers whose last name were McDonald's, and the guy who founded McDonald's was.
He was like he was a
restaurant. He was a restaurant, real estate and restaurant appliance salesman.
Okay.
I think his wife at the time might have had her hands on some real estate, but he was the one going out. He was door to door, restaurant to restaurant salesman back when you had the traveling salesman. You know.
Yeah. That's kind of like how KFC started, no?
Well, I mean that was salesmen's careers back in those days.
You go door to door.
You'd be out for like truckers. You'd be out for weeks or a month or two on end, depending on what you were selling, and they send you to a region where you would have to hit up all these streets and walk door to door selling whatever. Or like he was selling restaurant appliances, equipment like shakes machines and all,
whatever
fryers and
right.
Stuff like the can openers and for restaurants, restaurant quality equipment type stuff for like drive-throughs or drive-ins or whatever. Not drive-throughs, drive-ins.
Okay, dine-ins and all that.
Old, restaurants, truck stops, stuff like, because there wasn't no chains back in those days.
Right. There was.
So he ends up at this one place, and it's not that he was like didn't have any money. He was pretty well off. I think he had his own, he was like the middleman for, like he bought equipment. He had his own office. He bought the equipment and then he would go sell it. He would have stock and then he would have to sell it. So It was kind of his own company. I forget what, it's like his own middleman type deals,
Yeah, it seems like he would buy wholesale and then break it down and go,
sell it on his own.
Okay.
So, anyway, I think, don't quote me on all that. Anyways, so he ends up at this one place, and he ends up at this one restaurant that's carry out. They didn't even have tables. It was you stand in line. It was just you stand in line. It was like a burger stand, and you just get your stuff and go sit down somewhere, or whatever. Anyways, he checks it out and he sees all these people crowding to this one restaurant, and he notices that these lines are long, but people are getting their burgers
quick
off the bat, and they're in bags, and it's like, well, how do you eat it, and all this other stuff, and like, well, you just with your hands, and it was a cool scene.
I seen the scene. Yeah, it's like a long line, but he gets there and he's surprised because he doesn't have to wait that long. He orders his food, and within minutes he has his food.
Like, where do I eat it? Like,
they're like, over there, sir.
In the car, in the park, wherever you want.
Yeah, and I think he's amazed by it, and he starts to get this whole thing where he's like, this could be bigger. This could be a bigger.
So then he gets interested and wants to meet the brothers, which they're there.
Yeah.
And then he gets to know them and finds out that they're like absolute hamburger lovers, and it wasn't their only restaurant. They've tried their hand before at diners and all that stuff. But they really loved hamburgers, so they focused on the hamburgers, and they're the ones why chains nowadays have those assembly lines to where they can get a burger done. As soon as you order it, it's done within like a minute.
Yeah, okay.
Because they're the ones that invented the whole
concept.
While this is going, when the order comes in, we already got the fries going, and there's already patties. We try to not make them too early and all that. That's science sort of shit.
Yeah, because they had it down to a science.
And when you build a burger, you do it this way, and you put the mustard on, and then you put the lettuce or however they built the burger. That sort of shit, or whatever burger it is.
Yeah, and they got it down to a science.
So he thought that was amazing, and he was like, all right, well, he managed to get them to sell him a certain stake in the company, which I think he ended up owning like the minority half of their company. Somehow, like he was like, because he was like, well, I want to take this nationwide, and they're like, well, it's only just us two, and in order for it to work, we're the ones that need to be in control of all these restaurants, quality, and they don't want to do that.
Yeah.
He's like, no. So he's the one that ended up, the way big food restaurant like Taco Bell, McDonald's, how they have that system. He's the one that pretty much invented the fast food
system
chain business model. And then he started building all these McDonald's But the thing was, he would buy these old restaurants and then convert them into McDonald's.
Okay.
And then eventually over time, that's how people are able to buy franchise McDonald's is you buy the land from the McDonald's owns the land, you buy the land from them and the right to be able to use their products. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. That's why I read somewhere like that. Like they're like that's why they're a franchise. You just you buy the land, you do what you got to do, and a lot of these places are built almost the same just for that reason. It seems like
Kind of. So, some companies do that, some don't.
Yeah, just in case, like let's say this place closes down, it's easier to just if you buy, you could turn it into whatever you want to turn it into.
And so that's why nowadays anymore you see more franchises than you do actual corporate McDonald's.
Yeah,
like when you're in a corporate McDonald's because those suckers are nice. They're decked out.
Yeah, they are. They do feel corporate. Like
the theme with McDonald's, like the rock and roll McDonald's and all those other McDonald's. That's all corporation owned stuff. No franchise. Just because they're that's their main advertised marketing type stuff.
Right. No, because I'm telling you, dude, when I was younger, dude, you used to go to these McDonald's. They were all like colorful. They had the McDonald's chairs. They had the playland and everything. And
like I remember they had the big hamburger that you can crawl into.
Yeah. They had all that, and I remember
you don't see that no more.
They even had gaming systems. Some of them had a gaming system.
They're even getting rid of all the new, like the stuff that you see now. Remember how they used to have all those tubes running everywhere? Those playgrounds, even getting rid of those just because, dude, those things get nasty.
Yeah,
I remember working at McDonald's and having to clean those things. I mean, they're fun to crawl into, but dude,
to clean.
The clean, dude, those kids are disgusting. Some of the things they
running around with dirty hands, and
you gotta make sure last thing you need is what is that? Hand, feet, and mouth.
Burger or whatever.
Disease or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, those are tough. Those are tough, man. But definitely, it's been a change in a lot of things. Man. But that's where I was talking about the whole people who have this idea but just don't have the business mentality.
That's why you're talking about Tesla.
Yeah, that's and like how we were talking about earlier before we even started, how he created a lot of these things, bro. A lot of these things, the reason we have like Bluetooth, and I still wonder sometimes like how I turn something on, and it's just like with an Xbox remote, and you're able to play with no cable connected. Because a lot of the things back in the day, you had to be connected. Yep. Your remote had to be connected in order to play, and then.
Yeah.
And then even back in the day for listening to music, you would have to have a little whatever headphones. They still got those nowadays too.
The wired headphones.
Yeah, the wired headphones. A lot of wired things. Not that we don't have them anymore, but yeah.
I mean, to be honest though, wired headphones are definitely
more reliable,
better for recording equipment than good Bluetooth.
Yeah, Bluetooth. I feel like it's
a signal. I mean, it's good for listening to music, but not for recording music.
So, because when you connect it, I feel like when you connect it direct, it's automatic. Like
it's a direct line, instant, no matter what. There's not going to be any lag, sort of latency, as they call it.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just suck at video games. But when I play certain like first person shooters, for some reason, I feel like if I'm connected directly, my guy reacts a little bit quicker. Compared to like if I'm playing on wireless, and maybe they don't, maybe they react the same, but I don't know. That's just little things.
I get it. But sometimes too, the batteries have a lot to do with it.
True. But then again, I do suck at video games. But hey, shout out to the video games.
I don't play online. I don't know if I suck at video games because I don't ever play online. But
yeah. Nah, I try to play. I got the Game Pass, but the thing about the Game Pass is. They charge a little too much, and the games they got out aren't. You know what I mean?
It's a wide variety, but
it is.
I have my 3 main games that I play now, and actually the one is on sale for another a few days.
Right.
So the 7th, I think.
And that's.
But I'm thinking it's at $20 right now. Once I get that one, dude, I might just cancel. Game Pass because at that point I don't really need it for any other reason.
Because the thing is, bro, like I want the Game Pass. I'm not knocking it, but they just haven't done much with it. They really haven't done much with it. The prices are kind of overpriced for no reason.
It's because they're gearing up to do something.
I don't know.
Something big. That's why. There's no reason to start up any sort of new business model or change the status quo because there's something. They're doing something. They're going to come up with something or some new sort of improve
you think
something.
so?
Well, I mean, they're already coming out with the handheld thing, so that's probably one of the reasons why. And so they're probably they just came out with an Xbox, Microsoft Xbox handheld, like the PSP.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, but it's for Xbox. And thing is, like, yeah, dude, I'm hearing a lot of stuff like that. But I hear that it has its glitches because you can only play certain games. You can't play like the big name,
That made Xbox.
Yeah, you can't play those big ones.
Because I'm a big fan of Xbox. I love PlayStation. PlayStation obviously has a good
I haven't
name.
played PlayStation forever.
Dude, PlayStation has good name brands, right? Like you're talking about God of War.
Yeah, that's
You're talking.
yeah.
I mean, for me, growing up was Sly Cooper. But
For me, the only thing that's gotten me going back to PlayStation is God of War.
But there's a couple of other games. I know, like a Ratchet Rank or something like that, or
Ratchet and Clank, or
Clank and Ratchet.
Yeah.
There was there was just the thing about PlayStation is, and even Xbox, right? I feel like they had their household name games.
Exclusives.
Exactly. Stuff like I know for some people when Halo came out, a lot of people kind of like not switched to Xbox, but you had to have two gaming systems. You either had to switch or have the Xbox and the PlayStation.
That's right. Is there any Halo games for
No,
PlayStation?
never.
It wasn't exclusive,
Xbox,
wasn't it?
Xbox,
Well, so didn't they have their own shooter game?
PlayStation. It was
Destiny, no?
They had a couple actually. They had a couple.
No, Destiny's on Xbox too.
No, but the one that they do share is PlayStation, and it's like Call of Duty was a shareable one. You could play on Xbox 360 or you could play on PlayStation 2.
I think they're getting rid of all that stuff eventually. They have.
I think so.
They each have their main title, exclusive titles,
Right,
but
right.
I think they're gonna eventually phase them out because it doesn't make any sense. Like they're figuring out that, like, okay, regardless of whether, or I mean, I don't know how that works.
Me personally, I don't think there's a reason to phase them out. Like if that's what made you, because to me, what made Xbox wasn't just the fact that you could play music and do all this stuff, but it was the fact that the game Halo was pretty big. And then
I tried playing it actually a couple of times, but I never online. It was always just trying to play the storyline. I like playing storylines. I don't really like playing online with people.
True. But you remember the LAN wire parties where everybody would get together, and so for me, for PlayStation was definitely God of War.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I know I'm trying to remember. They have top 3. There was another game that was super popular. That was kind of like, they were betting off each other. Like, all right, they got Halo. We got to have a game that's for PlayStation exclusively.
Right.
And that's making numbers just like they are, because everybody loved Halo. Everybody was playing Halo.
Right.
And, but as far as like the whole console war thing, it's tough, man.
Well, I think they're saying that the console wars are pretty much over now, except for those exclusives. But even now, it's not really to compete against each other. It's just to keep their
profits up, or
to keep their customers interested in going somewhere else.
The whole gaming thing just went sideways with this whole battle royale. They once Fortnite and everything hit the scene, they stopped making like
because it's a cross platformer, isn't it?
Yeah, anybody could play it.
You can play it on any system.
Yeah, you can play it on any system.
Against anybody. It's like everybody against everybody, regardless on whatever system you're on, right?
Yeah, definitely. And it's just a bigger map. It's a bigger world, but they're doing more than just that. They're you got these skins.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah,
they have like specialized skins for like holidays or for movie.
Yeah, dude, and it's just,
and all that
it's
stuff.
Ridiculous. I'm not really a big fan of it.
I thought it was cool on Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight. Never really. What's
No?
that? No.
Dead by Daylight is
Is that like a?
you're a person trying to get away. You could play it either way. You could either be the killer or you could be the survivor.
Like
and you're
Apocalypse?
you're hiding from the killer. It's kind of like imagine, and they had Jason for a while.
Really?
Yeah, Jason, the killer, Jason with the hockey mask.
Oh, okay.
And he would be searching for you, and you would be hiding from him and trying to stay alive till daylight.
Yeah, okay.
And so eventually, over time, what ended up happening is they ended up changing the killer and the background, the themes, to different horror movies. So they did Jason, they did Freddy Krueger, they did all the main scary movie. Like I think they have Chucky in one. All sorts of crazy shit like that. At some point, they ended up putting in famous actors like Nicolas Cage did.
That's
They Dead by Daylight, where you can play Nicolas Cage.
okay.
And recently, I think they did like Terrifier, that clown, that white clown with the
That guy's scary.
and those new types of horror movies with killers like that, Hard Eyes and all those the others type killers. And I think something happened where like they got sued by a whole bunch of those people that created those monsters.
Yeah, I don't think you could just.
Yeah, I mean you were so they ended up not putting stuff out for a while, but they've been putting stuff out again.
Yeah, no, you have to be careful with stuff like that. That's like copywriting or something.
Yeah, but I mean, you can get the rights to it, but if you didn't ask for the rights at first, because no company's movie is gonna, especially old franchises, are not gonna want to do that because that's how you get people interested in your flicks. Even if it's old ones, that's how you get people renting your stuff. Because when you rent from a streaming service or something like that, a portion of that money goes to the production company still. That's how you get royalty checks. And that's how artists get royalty checks from their old stuff. Like right now, like for example, like Seinfeld is making bank whenever you see reruns of Seinfeld on any whatever streaming services or Peacock or whatever streaming service, or say you rent the season or something like that, or by episode. A portion of that is going to the actors if it's in their contract. As long as it's called the show's in syndication, like reruns. They just show reruns and reruns.
Yeah.
So every time you see an episode, they're making bank off of that because the show's still making money from sponsorships and commercials and stuff. Do you understand what I'm saying? So like, yeah, because some shows, if they're very popular, companies are like, oh, we want, regardless if they're syndicated, or, if their reruns are from like 10 years ago, it's like they know it's going to draw a crowd and they know they're going to be able to put their own commercials in those slots. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But they are doing a lot of remastering.
And so that's how some of these guys, they keep getting paid and they'll make bank, dude. Like, still be getting like $1 million, $2-3 million a year for just their reruns. Like Seinfeld is an example of that, and most of the people in that cast, like Elaine and Kramer and Costanza, they're all still making money off of those reruns.
Seinfeld was all right. I'm not really a big fan of Seinfeld. Not that it wasn't funny.
Oh, it's hilarious, bro. Are you kidding me?
To me, it was mediocre. Next to Friends.
Yeah, Friends was good too. I mean, I like them both. But I mean, Friends was eye candy. It was too much. It was drama.
Yeah, it was like
and
novellas.
Seinfeld was just, I mean, granted, they did have their characters too. But I mean, not like Seinfeld. Seinfeld had their storylines and their characters that were just.
I like the one with the lawyer. I think his name's Jackie.
Oh yeah, who told you put the bomb on?
Yeah,
I didn't tell you put the bomb on.
yeah.
Who told you to drink coffee? I didn't tell you to drink coffee.
Yeah, him. That was a good character. I always thought the soup guy was just Jerry playing the soup guy.
The soup Nazi.
Yeah, I always thought he was just Jerry playing.
I could see that, but no. Yeah.
I thought it was just him playing the soup guy. I swear.
And,
he looks just like him, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
But as far as shows like that, I wasn't into Friends. The only reason I remember Friends is because I know, like, you know what I think it is, bro? Especially for people who live alone. Like, when you're alone and there's nothing going on in the background, you find a show that you kind of like.
Oh, believe me, I know.
Like you'll just find a show and you start.
It's called getting old, bro. That's what old people do.
But that is like sometimes I feel like living by yourself, like you have to have something in the background, whether it be music or just a show. You know what I mean? Like there's got to be something in the background. Like me, I could lay in bed and just chill, but if there's nothing in the background, I feel like I gotta throw something on. Even if I'm not watching it or doing nothing. And then the thing is, like, after a while, I'm like, well, if I'm gonna throw something on, I might as well find something that I'm interested that's gonna catch my attention. And then I start watching a show that I'm like, whoa, what the hell am I watching? But then you get so invested in the show.
Yeah.
That's just me though. Cause like I noticed, like when I was living with my family, I didn't really watch TV like that. I played video games and stuff, but like not as much as I do now, But I don't know. That's just me.
I got ADD. I guess it's kind of active ADD because like I'll be watching something that I've been binge watching for an hour or two, and then I have to do stuff like I want to go make a tea or go cook something real quick, and I'll let it play.
Right, you let it play.
But then but then I'll go back when I go back. I'll rewind it to watch it later. But that's not like for any other reason than it's just ADD. Like, oh shit, I got to go do something, and like I've caught myself trying to because since I mopped and all this other stuff, I've been trying to do this new thing where I try not to wear my shoes too deep in. That's why you notice I have my boots and all that stuff over there near the entrance and all that stuff.
Yeah, you gotta have them house shoes.
Well, yeah, I have those sandals, and so the last couple of weeks since I started mopping here, it's like I've been doing that, and I don't mind if other people because people hardly come in here anyways.
Right. No,
I'm not gonna be a stickler like that. You know what I'm saying?
Take off your fucking shoes.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. But. Because I know, I'm not going to clean as often anyways, but for me, I don't mind walking around. But I'm trying to get into a once a week mopping type thing.
No, yeah, that's definitely, I know what you mean. I feel like, the same way, like I got to go and give me some house shoes because when I mop, I don't like wearing shoes that I was wearing outside. I like having the, strictly for the house.
Exactly, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to walk in here and just take my boots off right away.
Yeah.
Right there, especially because, the shop, too, is really dusty and dirty, and we're tracking that stuff in here and all that. Yeah. So I've been trying to try to stick to a cleaner regime. And if you notice, it's a little bit messy right now, but it's not as so bad as to where I can't just pick it up and throw in the trash and, a quick 10-minute sweep or whatever of cleaning will suffice.
No, yeah, because... I'm definitely I know what you mean. Like I'll have times where like I actually do the little bit deeper cleaning, like than just a quick little clean. But when I do the deeper cleaning, I don't like to wear the shoes. Like once I'm done cleaning and mopping everything, like I said, I gotta go buy these house shoes strictly for the house. They're not going outside.
Yep.
And even if, like, let's say I'm done mopping and I deep clean and my family members are gonna, hey, can we stop by? I'm not gonna be like, hey, take off your shoes when you come in.
Right.
It would be nice. Don't
Especially
get me wrong.
Because the floor here too. Look at it. It just whether it's clean or not, it looks dirty.
I'm not.
It's that old of a floor.
No, I hear you. But I did have this friend where like whenever I would go over to her house, and she would always like she got me into that routine where I would go over and she's like, can you do me a favor and just take off your shoes? Because she was more like like how you said.
I understand.
Yeah, we're outside, we're stepping into stuff, and she was really clean. She liked to have her floor mopped, and when she mopped, she hated. And if I even stepped foot in there with one shoe, she would get your ass out of here. You know what I mean? So I got into the habit of just me because I remember not too long ago I remember I had a friend over and she was like. She was chilling and I was walking around. She's like, damn, I didn't even notice you took your shoes off. Should I take my shoes off? And I was like, no, that's cool. It's just a habit that I have of just whenever, even if I don't really clean like that, if I haven't really mopped in a week, I still have this habit of just taking off my shoes and,
Yeah. And it's the same thing for me. It's like I have those sandals that I wear around here. I got to change them because it's been 2 years that I've had them and they stink.
Right. No, yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, what they say, you have like me, I don't really care, bro. Like if I go visit my mom, I go visit people, I'm not going to be there and critique everything and, and
right.
But like my little area, like I'm not going to lie, sometimes I do get messy too, but I try to keep it, nice and, because I think it's a more of a clear headspace.
Right.
But that and it's just, I don't know, it's just good to just clean up once in a while.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lie, dude, having a garage, when I used to have a garage, it does feel nice,
because you can do everything
exactly,
especially if you're not using it to park.
Exactly,
anything.
All the little projects,
it's like your cave or whatever,
right?
Where you can sit there, watch TV, and maybe have a TV in there and do whatever the fuck it is you feel like doing.
Right. It feels like an escape, and it's crazy because I never had a garage, dude. And when I was living over there, out in the outskirts and shit, we had a garage for like a year, bro, and it was lovely, bro.
Was it heated?
Huh?
Was it heated?
No, it wasn't heated, but you could always just connect one of those little portable heaters. And in the summertime, bro, it wasn't that,
It wasn't bad, right?
No, obviously, dude, I would open the garage, I would kick it there and have a beer, or like you said, you could work on your car, you could work on a bunch of stuff. For some reason, I don't know why, but the garage just feels like a sanctuary, you know what I mean? Like,
because it's more rough and tumble. You can do anything and everything you feel like, and not worry about like scuffing shit or getting shit dirty.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to worry about stuff getting dirty like that. Like, see, the garage, one thing, like, I'm not like, I'll probably sweep the floor. But it's, you know what I mean?
Right.
Even
So
then,
to avoid getting too much dust and all that stuff.
But for some reason, it's kind of harder to do stuff like that. It's kind of harder to do stuff like that in a house. Even if you have a basement, right? Like if you have a basement, I know some people like my stepfather do growing up. It was a hoarder, and he had a lot of cool stuff. That's the thing. But then there was a lot of stuff that was just like, yo, we should probably throw this
cool
out.
stuff that just didn't work anymore, even though it looked brand new, just because it's never been used for a long time and it got rusted or corroded or some crap.
And you know what's funny is like I feel like if you were to go through people's like people who are extreme hoarders, because there's like me, I'll take paper that I probably don't even need and I'll keep it for a year just in case, because I'm worried about like, man, what if later down the road they're like, hey, well, remember that paper we gave you, or you know what I mean?
I used to be like that, but like in the last few years that I've been, whatever, this place and that place and all that, it's just
you kind of lose things that you don't.
Yeah, it's just best not to hold on to stuff, or it's with people that I trust still is holding on to it for me, I guess.
It's kind of hard to let go of stuff like that too, especially here at the show that never gets to the point. I want to switch up real quick and no, but it's funny because like there's like, especially with relationships, right? And most of mine only last about 2 years, but it's just, especially the special ones, it's kind of hard to like damn, get throw away a letter, or just get rid of anything really that they left behind, or that
right.
It's tough, man. It's tough because it's like, for me personally, I feel like you can't move on if you don't let go of the past, especially things that are from the past. You know what I mean?
It's funny because I found some remnants of stuff. You know how I told you I threw away some stuff?
Right.
I ended up finding, like, I opened a drawer that I hadn't opened in a long while.
The forbidden drawer.
Yeah, dude. I thought I had gotten rid of everything. No, well, that's not true. I knew that there was something. I knew there was something missing, one or two things.
Right.
But yeah, I just gathered them all up because, like, she gave me some Catholic artifacts that, like a keychain or whatever.
Yeah, I hear
Crucifix with Jesus on it, and she gave me a book on I guess it's some popular book about the last day of Jesus' life when he was going through the march and all that other stuff, and what he was feeling every moment by moment, and whip by whip and all that.
They whipped him.
Stuff I was supposed to read, that was kind of like
put in the bags.
Well, and then she gave me like another card that had Jesus or an angel was on it and all that. Like I said, for me, I'm not used to having these what seem like kind of idolatrous. I'm not talking smack, but to me, it's hard for me to kneel down and pray to somebody that's not the Lord.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I hear you.
To each their own, whatever. It works for you, it works for you. That's great. As long as it's making you into a better person,
right?
A non-violent person, peaceful person, great for you. But I'm just not used to, I wasn't raised that way.
Right. And
but I don't know what to do with it. I don't want to throw it out. I don't want to throw it in the trash.
Right. If you're disrespectful or...
Well, it just feels weird to me, dude. It's stuff she gave me.
Set it up in the shop. They like that stuff.
No, I don't want to do that either. I think I'm just gonna. That's sort of stuff that like I'm understanding why people have boxes of old people stuff. I mean, granted, a lot of that stuff is like weird, like panties and like pictures or whatever.
You
like,
have some in the box,
compromising pictures or whatever.
Yeah.
But this is just stuff that it's just religious artifacts that, like, regardless of whether I believe in it or not.
You don't feel right.
I don't feel right throwing it out.
No, I hear you. There's probably like you could probably drop it off at a church, or you just get a box, like you said, a little box, $5 box.
Put it away. Yeah. Tuck it away somewhere.
Yeah. You never know when you're gonna get some more stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, it's definitely hard to let go, man. But I feel like it's just the best because holding on to the past, bro, I feel like doesn't let you appreciate the now.
Well, yeah.
And if you find, like, I know most people really just after that they're just not really looking. But if let's say you do happen to come across somebody, bro, I wouldn't want to be with somebody that's still holding on to the past too. Because I'm like, well,
believe me, yeah. Dude.
And I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just me.
Past relationships, I've dealt with some stuff like that too.
I don't like that, bro.
Ugly, petty shit.
I don't like that. It's like, to me,
it's just best to avoid.
Yeah, dude. That's why, like, if I meet somebody, bro, and she still got stuff from her ex, she's still texting her ex, I'm like, I'd rather not. Because to me, it's almost like you're hoping that there'll be a rekindle or something.
Right.
And I get it. I get it, but the thing is, don't play me. Don't say, yeah, you're ready to move on, and the whole time you're holding on to your ex's stuff. Like, if I'm moving on with somebody new, it's because we're ready to start something new, a new chapter in the life. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you can't start a new chapter holding on to old pages.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, me personally, it's just time, dude.
Yeah.
That's why, like, aside from that stuff, I still have to throw out the other stuff that I really. It's like some overnight shorts that she left or whatever and all that. But I mean, this other stuff, I'm still gonna have to figure out something to do with it. But yeah, I just figure it's time. It still sucks. Like I said, I'm gonna keep to myself for a while.
Right. But you never know, man.
It's just time to just,
Yeah. And I'm not talking about just materialistic stuff. There's also like, I mean, obviously, right? It's obvious as you get older, you shed skin and you become a different person through,
right.
Old habits die out. But there's certain things like me, bro. I'm gonna be chief until I die, But obviously, there's certain times where I know I have to like take a little break and just get things done a little bit. And not that I was getting things done even when I was chiefing or not, right?
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people they'll turn to like religion when they hit rock bottom or whatnot, stuff like that.
No, I mean I'm not a religious person, but I'm like I said, I am consider myself a man of God, and I do like to sit and meditate and try to read the Bible, or at least study a little bit on my own about it.
Right, and this, it's a crazy story, the Bible, man. Motherfuckers getting swallowed up by fish and stuff.
Yep.
That's crazy. That was crazy, dude.
But it's good to just let go, anyways. And so, like for me, I think it's just time, especially, and it's a good time to kind of place it. Even though I'm also one of those people that doesn't really believe in New Year's resolutions. This is not really a resolution, but I do think it's time for me to suffer in silence.
No, yeah, I think it's
and not to say that I'm suffering too much, but it's like I think it's just time for me to just be happy, and slowly I am.
Get out there,
enjoying those moments, those memories from our time together.
Yeah,
mine and hers time together. So it's just like it's time to just enjoy that, and hopefully it doesn't get me all crying like a little pussy, like in public or whatever. Because I have caught myself a few times recently.
Right, especially in the.
But it's like here in privacy of my four walls here, so it's like. But yeah, man.
Yeah. Well,
it's just Stranger Things this morning, dude. I'll admit, I had one of those mornings, not because I was stuck in my head about that, but because Stranger Things, the last episode just came out last night, and I watched it this morning when I woke up. And it's a tearjerker, man. It's like tearjerker, bro. Especially if you were invested in the show and watched it from the beginning.
It's hard, dude. It's hard for me. I tried. I'm not gonna lie. I tried in the first 10 minutes. I see you. I don't know, man.
I get it.
It is hard. And then the thing is, bro.
I get it, bro.
Sometimes they get a little too.
Let me ask you this: as far as Squid Games, how deep are you into the Squid Games?
Me?
Yeah,
I watched it all.
All three seasons.
The new one too.
Yeah. This is gonna be the last season, from my understanding. It just got canceled.
Yeah. And it's hard for me to cry, dude. And especially
so you've seen all of them.
I seen them all. And I don't know what you're on, which one you left off on, but it's just the thing I like about it is I like a movie where, because here I feel like American movies, bro, a lot about action, Mission Impossible, a lot about like explosions and killing.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I like a movie that could keep you entertained and interested without so much killing but this is more like betrayal. These are more like betrayal. This is like a chess game. I feel like I'm watching a chess game. You know what I mean? And I watched it to the end.
It's called more like of a suspense kind of thriller.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And these are kind of games that we played growing up. Jump
Some of them, yeah.
Tug of war.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Marbles.
Tug of war, yeah. Marbles, yeah.
You know what I mean? And so then you could kind of relate, because for me, in my opinion, they're coming from desperation. From financial desperation, from wanting the dream.
Sure.
And that's kind of like imagine playing the Powerball, but instead of having to buy a ticket, you are the ticket.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Your soul's the
exactly. And I feel like if they were to do that in real life, a lot of people would join. Because when you have nothing to lose, and they're offering you billions of dollars to play a game, and you don't care if you live or die anyways, and you're living on the street or whatever it may be, 9 times out of 10, people are going to take that chance.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? Whether they live or die, it's like, well, I don't got nothing to live for anyways. So the concept was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. I don't think... I've never been one. Yes, I've always wanted and needed money like that, but
to give your life up, that's the thing. Like me, I don't think I would either. I'd rather play the Powerball and just scratch off a ticket and wait to see. You know what I mean? But it's almost like, imagine if one day you do, the Powerball itself is selling a dream. Me personally, I don't believe in the Powerball. I feel like it's a scam because it's like.
Well, believe me, I've won over $300 in one ticket. So it's when you've won,
Powerball or scratch off.
There's Powerball, like those tickets.
Now imagine though, like
because it sounds like you've never actually won a big amount of money off of one of those tickets, right?
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I only played once in my lifetime.
Believe me, when you win something that's like cash in hand, because it's under $600. If you win like anything under $600 on a ticket, you can walk into the store and they'll give you your money cash in hand.
Right.
Anything over $600, you have to go to the office.
Right.
And it changes state per state. That's here. But when you win over $300 cash in hand,
and you only paid $2 for that ticket.
Yeah, exactly. It changes your perspective, dude, and it gets you
hyped up.
It gets you willing. It loosens up your wallet. You know what I'm saying?
No, and I understand it because it's like, imagine, bro, a $2, like you invest $2 and the next day you wake up a millionaire or a billionaire.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that shit. But it's just I never met nobody. Right. I never seen nobody close to me. I hear it on the news, but to me, it's all a facade to get people to invest.
I get that, but believe me, I was skeptical too after playing for a while. You don't really win much, but after a few times that you won, like I said, like $300 or like $500 or something.
Not a scratch off.
And even the scratch offs, I think one time I won $150, but that's like a long time ago, you know. But what I'm saying is when you're skeptical and you've only been winning like $5 or $1 here and there, and then all of a sudden you win like a $550 ticket or something like that, and then it's like, well, maybe this stuff is real, you know?
I don't think it could be fake because I feel like that would be a big problem. That would be like
you would hear about it for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, how long has the Powerball been around, and how long can you really do it without people actually like, you know? Because I don't know, bro. I feel like they're just actors, right? I feel like there's just people that are actors, and then they say, oh, this guy won so and so much money, and you feel like, damn, that could be me. And you every time that you hear about the Powerball, like the last one was like 2 billion or something.
The last one was like a couple weeks ago was like 1.7 billion or 1.5 billion.
Dude, and even after taxes, that's a life changer, bro. That's a life changer.
After taxes, that's like still close to $1 billion.
Dude, with that type of money, and this is how I don't get. I mean, I kind of get it.
Close to $1 billion.
I kind of get how people could go broke, even if you're an A+ movie star or A+ actor or whatever it may be.
I would disappear, man.
That's what I'm saying though. But it just seems like I wouldn't say money isn't everything because it definitely helps in life. But you hear about some of these people, man, who got it all and they commit suicide or they, you know,
because you don't know what to do with it, and everybody changes script on you quick, dude. Whereas before, you know, like, people treated you like crap for no reason at all, and you were the most nicest guy, pushover. And now it's like people are willing to get stepped over you as long as maybe they can get some money off of you, or, you know, get you to invest in their idea or some other bullshit, you know.
That's true. And with money like that, I mean, you're pretty much...
I would disappear, though. I really would disappear. Don't get me wrong. You know, I would make myself definitely scarce and unavailable, dude. You know, I would invest.
Like Squid Games?
Real estate for sure.
Be like Squid Games, you had to get a card and get kidnapped to come see me. You got to get kidnapped.
Especially like a ring or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You definitely, you would definitely go through security to be able to get to me for sure.
Straight up.
And
background check and everything now.
Like, you know, that call screening that I have on my phone and all that stuff?
Why are you calling?
Dude, that's going to be on no matter what.
Can I tell you why you're calling this man? Mm-hmm. You want some of his money? You better not, you know. Yeah, no, but I think that's the whole thing about like retiring too, right? It goes kind of hand in hand because I feel like people... They you have such a routine. You wake up, you go to work, and then like me being on vacation, when I came back, there is this thing like if you don't have a hobby, a routine, or something that's keeping you going, yeah, I could see why some of these people who when they retire, they get kind of sad or they get kind of whatever it may be.
You get isolated because you eventually do feel, like I said, people change scripts on you, and eventually you just don't feel like
needed, or
you just feel like people are fake, and it's like, what's the whole point?
Yeah,
you know.
But waking up the next day with that much money in hand, you could definitely have a good hobby. You know, because hobbies are expensive. I know some people they like anything could be a hobby. You know, especially guns.
Right.
Like, dude, that shit adds up. Buying guns, the ammunition to clean them, the range time, the equipment. You know, that's a hobby in itself. Just a lot of things, man. But me personally, I think I would just start growing bud.
Oh yeah, I guarantee, dude.
I would start growing bud, dude. And
I would have property for that. I would have
a license.
I would probably even have if at all legal, combine it with a winery even.
Right, and that's the thing.
With a vineyard, I mean, you know, have a ranch too, all that other stuff. That's what I'm talking about, and also buying property and land everywhere.
Oh yeah, definitely, bro. That's the smartest move is with that type of money. Is just doing something like that, like investing.
First and foremost, a laundromat, bro. A chain of laundromat.
They say, hey, you know what? No lie.
I'm really that's
no lie.
I'm really investing in something. Like if I had the money, if I were to win even like
a couple
$100,000 or whatever, I know half of that would end up having to go to my debt, and then the rest of it would go into doing that.
Because a laundromat's all year around.
Yeah,
and they charge. They charge. I went to go do my laundry not too long ago, bro. And for one person, I think I spent like maybe like $35, $40 just on drying and washing. You know what I mean? It's not that much, but
laundromats and definitely dry cleaners. Get a dry cleaning equipment.
You think dry cleaners are dying out?
It almost seems like they are.
I mean, in major cities, they're not gonna die out. But
yeah, but I mean, first of all, I've never really seen dry cleaners in small towns. I think if dry cleaners do die out, it's because the industry
because of AI
changed around there. You know what I'm saying? And the economy for sure.
Could you trust a robot though to do your cleaning? Like if you put up to a dry cleaner and they're like, "Yo, we got this new system, we got this new AI buddy," like iRobot.
I mean, I've seen those videos. I don't know, not really.
Yeah, you seen the ones about the selfless driving car? Like let's say you order an Uber. A car pulls up, but there's nobody in it.
Oh, there's a whole bunch like that in certain cities.
Would you jump in one?
I don't know, man. I've been hearing a lot of problems with those.
The dude locks the door on you and he drives you off a cliff.
Yeah.
Imagine who's gonna believe you. Who's gonna?
Well, especially and if you survive, some of those run off of those Google things, and you've been hearing about the Google Maps.
They want to send you back at that,
directing people off of unfinished bridges or Yeah.
I seen some of them want to send you down like dark alleys and shit. Like make a left here. I'm not making a left in this dark ass alley.
Right,
Bunch of crackheads out there. But no, back to what.
I don't know. I don't even know.
I don't know.
We trailed off hard. No, I mean, it's all kind of interconnected, but I don't even know.
Because we were talking about if we win the lottery, right?
Oh yeah.
So I would definitely give my own plant and probably sell to dispensaries, and because I feel like you have to have a hobby, bro. You have to have a hobby. You have to do something because even like I as much as I want to retire, I do think about, okay, if I do retire, you can't just sit home all day and
you know what I would really want to do?
What's that?
First of all, like I wouldn't want to live extravagantly. I don't think that my I would definitely have better stuff.
Oh, like, of course, like
you know what I mean. But you know how you see here, I mean, definitely a better couch. You know
right. But as far
more
as
comfortable and all that other stuff, I upgrade what I have now.
Right.
Basically.
To a nice moderate.
Try to live as minimal because I'm a minimalist to begin with. I don't,
Right.
I'm not one to hang up personal pictures. Now, lately I've been interested in hanging up like prints of like paintings and famous paintings and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I would love to buy like land. I like a big parcel of land, like acres and on acres, where I would like just throw, I guess, like RVs or mobile units, mobile trailers everywhere.
Okay.
Just drop them, like I'm talking like hundreds of acres, all like this, and then say it's like a parcel like this with like woods and like prairies and near mountains and all that stuff. Drop like a trailer here, a trailer there, along the edges, and then just go camp, dude. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool.
Just go camp, dude. Just get to know your land, bro. Just walk around, find flora, fauna, just for that. Just only for that.
Just a camp.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
and just take, like I said, stealth camping.
Stealth camp.
That,
In your own
it's real
territory?
stuff, but I'm still talking about, like, what I'm talking about is like try to make it to where like you go out with the most minimal of things and the most lightest equipment to just be able to be out there.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to definitely be able to at some point hunt my own food, and I think that would be a good way to do it.
That would be a good survival.
Because if it's your land, I really don't even think you need a hunting license or permit.
It's your
if
land.
it's in your land, you're able to. If you kill what's in your legal property, it's yours.
Yeah, it's yours.
Fair game or whatever.
And honestly, dude, I'm surprised that shit hasn't hit the fan in a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
Besides COVID, but like, let's say the grid did shut down, bro.
Mm-hmm.
We're so used to just going to the market to get our food that I don't think a lot of people actually would know, even if someone brought them like food, how to skin it, how to cook it, and that's one of the things I feel like that we lost a long time ago. And maybe there's some people out there that still do it, tribes people. I'm pretty sure there's some tribes out there still that still hunt and kill their own food.
Have you heard of the Sentinelese?
What's that?
And there's this island called the Sentinel Islands.
The Sentinels. That sounds like a straight up like the Sentinels.
Yeah, there's that island. I think we talked about it before, where they won't let strangers.
Is that one island with dog shit everywhere? And
No. This island is straight up
tribes?
A tribe of people that won't let other. They're shut off to everything. All the people in that island, and they're connected. It's a big island, and it's divided. And the other people they let other people in, but like these people shut even those people out of the island, and they're part of the island, and they just live in, like tribes people. Like,
well, they're probably set for if shit did hit the fan, because you like how we were talking about yesterday, dude. The cities are too crowded. You have apartments with 3 stories, and each story could house at least 10 people max. But minimum, they keep it to a minimum. I think it's like 6 people, right?
Yeah.
Even where I was living, it was a 3-bedroom apartment with like 6 of us, sometimes 7 of us. And sometimes some people had to sleep together in one room.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
The same way.
And that's just one apartment. And one block is at least like 20 apartments, dude. And you know what I mean? If shit hits the fan, bro, that's gonna be.
That's what happens a lot too.
So to be in a tribe, would you consider Normans a tribe?
Who?
Or not Normans, the Amish people. Would you consider them a tribe?
The Amish?
Yeah.
I mean, they do consider themselves some sort of a tribe.
Because you can't, I don't think you could join, right? I think you have to be born into it.
You could. It all depends. I mean, you could join.
I just feel like
But
there's more.
you have to be willing to.
Convert.
It's just hard for people to integrate. They've never lived that sort of lifestyle.
I just think there's some sort of stability and like if shit were to hit the fan, I feel like half the people like they were like the tribes people, the Amish would probably not be worried because they're like, all right, we got this grounded. Like here, bro, I feel like if shit hits the fan, it's everybody for themselves.
Oh yeah, if the internet went down and
I'm
power
talking about
went
the whole
down,
the whole
no, I'm
power
talking about
grid
everywhere
went down.
Permanently. Yeah, dude, it'd be every man for themselves.
And that's kind of like
Looting would start
like probably within the next hours.
And then once the stores were emptied out, then people would
start breaking into other
putting up barriers and fortresses, and then starting. Eventually, at some point, though, you're gonna run out of supplies, and what do people do? They start going looting, robbing other people.
I mean, I know within certain communities, they'll probably start little tribes within. There'll be little tribes within communities, but even then,
but doubtful. Even then, that would only work for so long.
True. That would be like a whole restart just on life, just in the world itself.
That's just one of the reasons. I mean, I don't think we'll ever see anything like that. Have you seen that movie? Speaking of, in that similar fashion, that movie with it just came out on Netflix. Leave the World Behind.
I think I heard about it, but I don't think I've seen it.
With Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke.
Roberts,
where they go on vacation, and then
like stuff start flying off the sky, aren't they renting a home? They're not renting a home. They're like an Airbnb.
Yeah,
and then start.
Like communications Wi-Fi goes down and all that.
And then the owner comes back.
An oil tanker
hits the land.
hits beach, that stuff. Yeah.
And then I think like the owner comes back, but there's like some twist.
And then there's a weird noise that happens, and flyers come from the ground.
Yeah. That was
in a foreign language or whatever. And
yeah, that was a good one, dude. That was a good one, actually. And
because they're saying that if anything's gonna happen, if there was to be any sort of war against us like that in our land, it would be something like that. I mean, that would be the only way to really. And then you saw what happened to the Uber cars and that, or not the Uber cars, the
self-driving cars.
Yeah.
They started crashing into each other and stuff.
They were using them to jam up the
highways, right?
Highways and everything. Yep.
Dude, I mean, it's just the cities are too populated, bro, and that's why I'm saying you're not lying, dude. If I were to hit the millions, bro, or billions in the Powerball, I'd definitely give me a nice little land out there somewhere where it's not too crowded.
And then think about it too, that people don't really consider too much is think about what happened with all those pagers and cell phones.
Damn.
In recently with the Israel Muslim
with the attacks and everything.
No, with the something happened. I think just before the war started, just right when the war started, where the Israeli army targeted a whole bunch of cell phones and pagers to blow up, and walkie-talkies.
You could overheat them.
They were part of the Hamas. Not Hamas, part of the whoever they were fighting against and stuff. And they said they were able to injure or kill or immobilize like over 1,500 devices went off.
Like blew up?
In less than a minute. In the span of like 5 minutes.
How do you think they do that? Just overheat them, or?
I'll send you a link as to the theories as to what happened, because I saw like one video about it. But think about that, dude. I mean, they were able to do over the thousands of people in 5 minutes.
Damn.
Blow up their hands. Imagine where you carry your cell phone, dude.
And a lot of the times,
your ass, your pocket, your chest, or if you're using it.
Ooh, if you're using it, even worse.
And yeah, dude.
I mean, it's doable, but it's just because I know back in the day, I don't know if you remember. I can't remember if it was Samsung or which one it was, but their phones were overheating.
Oh yeah,
they were starting to like catch fire.
Yeah, that happened with a few phones, but remember there were at one point, I forget what year it was, but they were talking about cell phones with projectors. With a projector built into it.
Is that like the Star Wars, like where you put somebody pops up like a hologram? Or
no,
like actual projector.
It was like a projector.
Oh yeah, okay.
Where it projects instead of on your phone, it projects it out onto the.
No. What happened to those? I did see those. What happened to those?
That's why it's because, dude, that projector, that light it emits for you to be able to watch it on the screen.
It would overheat?
When you have something up to that thing, it's hot, super duper hot.
I would.
It's like a magnifying magnifying the glass. With magnifying glass in the sun,
After a while.
that little white bright spot is really hot. That's the same thing. The same concept is emitting it, and it was so hot. Imagine if it's in your pocket and it's just projecting inside your pocket, dude. That thing, they would get overheat because of that.
And honestly, what that is, there's ways that it could accidentally activate. Because I don't know, even with pens back in the day, like I think they made them a little bit more sleek. But back in the day, my buddy of mine, he had a pen, and he said he was chilling and he felt his pocket get hot, and he's like, "Damn, and he checked and his pen was running.
Well, I mean that's because you left it on. And it's one of those, That's why nowadays too, you see some of those where it doesn't even have a button.
No, you have to hit it.
You just take a drag.
Yeah.
Can we take a break? I gotta take a serious piss, or you want me to leave you with the mic?
Oh, that's cool. You want to just leave me with the mic real quick, and then
let them know it's shooters. What grinds shooters gears segment.
I'll tell you what grinds my fucking gears. You really want to know?
I'm gonna leave the mic up to Shoots.
I don't know, to the people listening out there, if you guys got a good mechanic that you know, or if you take your car to a car shop or like a mechanic shop. I feel like nowadays, it's hard to find a good, trusted mechanic out there that's gonna tell you the truth and shit, and not rip you off or not overcharge you for little stupid stuff. You know what I mean? But that's one of the things that really get me, man. When you just try to take care of your car And I feel like yeah, everybody's different, right? And nobody knows your car better than you when it's making a sound or when it feels off because you're the one driving it every day. And yeah, sure, for sure, mechanics know what they're talking about as well, especially because they work on cars every day. But if you're having a problem with your car and you take it to a shop, you know, do you just take it to a regular shop, any shop, or do you have like a family-owned shop or like a shop you've been taking to for a while? Or have you ever had a bad experience where you take it to a shop and they overcharge you for something and then they don't even fix it? And on top of that, they say it's okay, or you take it into for one thing and they do something else to it. Like there was a story not too long ago where somebody took their car into the shop for, I forgot, a tire maybe, some brakes or something. They go back to the shop to get their car that they only took it in for a simple thing. Maybe I forgot it was brakes, like I said, or maybe a tire change. And they come out talking about, yeah, they changed the oil on the car as well. And first of all, I didn't tell you to change the oil. Second of all, why are you changing the oil? I know it's dirty. I know the oil needs to be changed, but I was gonna do that and take care of it on my own time. Now I don't appreciate being, taking a car in for something and doing other things to it that I never even asked for. So I don't know if our people out there listening want to leave us a little comment about that and just see what's up, man. And I feel like nowadays, if you have the space, if you have a garage, if you have the knowledge, it's always best to just, I understand certain things you might need to take your car into the shop for, certain things you might not have the tools or the equipment for. But it's something as simple as maybe changing a brake or changing the oil, I feel like should be a good way to just start to get to know your car and just do the things. You know what they say, if you want something done right, you might as well just do it yourself, you know? And that's one of the things, man. Especially that's one of the things that really get me is if I take it into the shop for something, I do not want you touching other things or doing this and doing that or giving me an oil change when I never even asked for one. You know what I mean? So, because it's nice to have a car. Don't get me wrong. It's nice to have a car, but at the same time, if you don't really need one, and yeah, or if you do get one, it's get a little nice little beater. I mean, it's nice to have a nicer, newer, brand newer car. But the thing is, what I'm seeing out here is, man, I'm running into potholes and stuff. Streets aren't even fixed like they should be. Tickets, speeding cameras, red light cameras, cameras for the cameras, and then you need city stickers, all types of stuff, man. And I understand, man. I mean, if you need it, you need it, and if not, I would just suggest. I mean, taking the CTA halfway somewhere you got to get to, and then taking an Uber maybe, or just taking the CTA all the way wherever public transportation, wherever you got to get to, and then taking that Uber back because even Uber gets expensive. But that's one of the things that for sure, man. That one of the things that gets me going is taking your car to a mechanic shop for some brakes and getting an oil change done on it. You know. That's some crazy stuff right there. But definitely gonna see what's up for dinner later today. I don't know what you got going on for dinner or what you're gonna cook or but yeah, but I'm definitely probably in a few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, we're an hour and 15, bro. So whenever you want to kill it, I just
Yeah, I don't know if you got anything on your mind real quick. I was just talking about that ridiculous ass taking
taking your car to oil change.
No, dude, my thing is like,
brake inspection.
Yeah, bro. Like, how do I go from going like, dude? I tell you, look, I'm here for my brakes. I leave with an oil change.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I didn't ask for that. And
that's not good business practices.
And my thing is, this isn't the first time I heard about this.
No, it's a thing. It's a thing. But the reason why is because they're gonna charge you. You're gonna pay. You're gonna get mad and bitch and pay. And if you really want your $60 or your $200 back, guess what? You're gonna have to take them to small claims court.
It's just my thing, bro. Is like, is it a thing where we're like, if you go into so like if I don't go straight to an oil shop to get my oil changed, if I go to a mechanic shop and I tell them, look, I specifically come for this, is it gonna have to come to the point where like, don't touch my oil? Is it gonna come to that point where you go to a mechanic shop?
Well, I can tell you, is a lube shop won't do that.
No,
unless you tell them that's what you're there for,
right?
And even then, they'll call you and give you an estimate before you okay the work.
That's what I'm saying. And this place kind of didn't. And that's what I was thinking. And I was like, yo, usually in my understanding, like how things should work, maybe it's not like if I was a shop, right? Mm-hmm. And before I even do the work, I'd be like, look, this is what I found. I know you came in here for this, but we're gonna take care of that, or it's whatever, right? But I also found this. I don't know if you want us to take care of it before. Don't start taking care of shit.
Exactly right. That's how
you know?
that's how you do it. But like I'm saying, that's what they're banking on. Is they say, well, they're going to pay for it anyways,
But that's
and
messed
if
up.
they want their money, they can take us to court. But who's going to waste all that time taking somebody to court for $200?
But that's messed up, man. Like, you know,
I know, but that's how it is out here in the big city.
But I feel like nowadays is you go into a certain mechanic shop, you got to say, look, I'm here for this. Don't touch my oil, bro.
Yeah, I'm a mechanic, so honestly, I would look at my own stuff.
Yeah, no.
But if I did have to take it to somebody, it wouldn't be like personal little.
One of these little rinky dinky ass,
like that tire shop that's just down the street right here.
Yeah,
I would not take them to
would you take it to like?
I mean, I would go talk to them first. But when I go to a mechanic, I tell them straight up, it's like, I'm a mechanic. I used to be a mechanic.
Right. Don't bullshit.
I know how this system works. I went to school for this stuff. I'm only here for this and this and that. And I'll make it clear, like, before, if I'm leaving it there, because I won't leave it there. I'll be there, because I'm cheap like that.
Right.
But I'm like, I'm just here for this. I won't even ask them to service anything. I'm telling them I'm here for a brake inspection. And then, because then all they do is look at them, and then they come to talk to you or call you and tell you, well, these are looking that way, these are looking that way, this much and this much to change them out. But by then, I already know what all needs to change. I'm just going to ask them for a brake inspection first.
See, that's better.
Right, and they're still going to try and sell you brakes all around, even though you might just need you just need the fronts.
Right.
And they'll tell you, well, this one's like, well, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't want to do these. Let's just do the ones in the front.
Right.
Then, those are the ones I need to get. I know those need to get done.
Right, for sure.
Let's just do those. So just the ones in the front, and I'll have them repeat to me before we get off the phone. What are you guys doing again? Just this and that, exactly.
Okay, so I better not show up.
And then quote me. Tell me the price, because if they're quoting you with this much of a price, it's because they've already figured out.
Right.
They've already did their total for one brake job, and they're timesing it by however many they're doing.
Right. And that's kind of how I went in there. I was like, hey, I'm here for this. And I was under the impression that they wouldn't even start touching anything until.
You just have to be clear. You have to make everything.
No, yeah,
it
seems
now,
that way.
now you know what I mean.
Yeah,
especially those small places, because they're depending on. They'll do the inspections, but they don't make money off of that.
Yeah,
the mechanic doesn't make money off of that.
No, definitely not. And I get it. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, how are you gonna expect me to come back when you just did this to me? I'm not coming back.
Because those guys are getting paid by the work, they're getting paid time. What do they call that?
Commission or
for the job the work they do. If they're not working on a car and they're working at a shop like that, you're making minimum wage. But if you're working on a car, you're probably making like whatever, $25, $30 an hour, because the shop is charging like, I think about 5 years ago, it was like $80 to $120 an hour for labor.
Yeah, now it's
so when a mechanic is working doing that job, I mean, they're charging like $80 to $120 per hour for the job, because there's a book, and there's like when you have I forget the program, On Tools or whatever it's called. On board, or I forget what it's called, but it's like a database that you look up
the average
what
price.
Parts you need. You put in the car information, and it'll even give you procedures, manuals. It's basically a database of manuals for specific cars, what it needs, how to test something, how to change it out, all that other stuff, where to find it, because every car is different, every make, every model is different, every brand is different.
Right.
And not only that, but it also gives you like a time estimate. Like if you're doing a brake job, if you're just saying doing one tire, one brake, it's like it'll tell you normally it should take about like 0.5, 0.75 of, which means 45 minutes.
Right, the most.
Or 1.75, which means an hour and 45 minutes.
If everything goes smooth.
Right, exactly. So that's how they take that information. That's how the shop charges the person. It's like, okay, normally it's supposed to take an hour. It's an hour or 2 hour job for this thing.
Right.
So if it's $80 of labor per hour, because that's how they charge it. It's usually $80 per hour of labor.
Right.
And if the job is like an hour and a half long, it's supposed to take an hour and a half long, they're going to charge you, what, 80 and 40, that's $120. Plus, that's just
the labor.
That's just labor. Then supplies on top of that. So then what happens is when they give it to the mechanic, they're told, well, they're told what they're billing it out for. It's like an hour and a half's worth of labor. So
that's what we needed at.
So I need you to get this done in an hour and a half.
Right.
If he gets it done within that hour and a half, the shop and the mechanic made money because they have time to go work on something else. But if they're charging $120 for an hour and a half worth of work, and the mechanic's taking like all day long, then you're taking up space. You're
holding up the line.
They're holding themselves up on making more money because you're stuck on that one thing that should have been done 5 hours ago.
Yeah, that's true. Because I hear stories where these some of them will cut corners and they're told to cut corners,
right?
Because they're like, we got, it's all about the money. But it's like, man, dude.
And so that's how they get logged on is whenever you get if you have your bay and they don't give you a car to work on, then you're making whatever minimum wage is. What's minimum wage now is like $15 or whatever.
Something.
So they're paying you minimum wage if you're not working on a car, right?
Yeah.
So if you work all day, if you clocked in all day, and all you've been doing is sweep in, and doing stocking up and all that stuff, you're only getting paid $15 an hour. But if they put a car in your bay, like say an oil change or something like that, then you're logging in extra hours. So those extra hours you're logging in, you're getting paid.
Right.
Whatever the agreement was. Most mechanics get paid something like $25, starting off at like $25 to like $28 an hour. And then, obviously the longer you're there, the more your contract gets worked up and stuff.
Yeah. Well.
So that's how the mechanics get paid more, make their money. And at least that's how it's supposed to be. But, certain places.
Yeah, dude. That's why it's always hard to find an honest mechanic or one that's going to actually give you the word, you know what I mean? The truth. And shout out to those, man, because there's a lot of, it's hard, bro.
So that's how independent shops work.
Yeah.
Right? That's ideally how independent or shops like Midas or like Firestone, those kind of big name brand shops work. But then, or Meineke. But then you have your lube shops like Grease Monkey or Jiffy Lube.
Right.
Or 5-minute oil changes. I think this is the name of the
new
place.
One, yeah. It's like 5 minute.
So those places, they're just paying you, and it's minimum wage. They're paying all their employees minimum wage.
Regardless of how many cars they serve?
They do keep one mechanic, general mechanic on staff, and he's getting paid whatever. He's probably getting paid like $3-4, like probably $18, $19. He's not making those, getting paid that hourly.
And they go through a lot of...
He's not getting paid the flat rate is what they call it.
They go through a lot of cars through those places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if you have the space, might as well just do it yourself. Yeah.
I don't have the space. I mean, I guess they've told me I'm more than welcome. Like I told you, I want to put a gas engine on a little 2-stroke on a bicycle. Where am I going to do that? I mean, I probably could do it up here, but I don't want to make stuff up the floor.
Yeah.
Not to say that's going to be like a greasy mess because it's just clean ass engine, brand new little engine that but it's going to make a noise, a mess. I got to use power tools. Eventually I do have to, I mean, that'll be all happen outside, but and I could do it outside, but then what am I going to do when I need somewhere to like be able to keep it there while I'm working on it,
True. Well, yeah. That was just my little...
Sorry, I went off on a tangent.
No, you're good. No, that was just my little grind of the day,
Yeah.
Mechanic shops and stuff like that, man, but...
Yeah, no, I've thought about talking about, and I know he won't take me up on it because he doesn't have trust in me like that. But I mean, I know there's a lot of stuff there that I could do, that I know how to do. A lot of stuff that I can relearn how to do. it's just
Nah, sometimes it's some places don't appreciate your worth.
nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
And I feel like appreciation goes a long way in companies. You know, that's the thing. Like some people, yeah, like okay, you're not gonna give people a raise or nothing like that. But some like lately, I feel like a lot of companies, even big companies, started treating their employees more like a number than an actual.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hear it from my moms, and
To round out the conversation, sorry to stop you. To round the conversation is, if I were to do that where we're working at, I would end up feeling like Nikola Tesla. All right, bro?
to round it all up.
Yeah, exactly.
To put a nice little bow on it.
Since we're about to call it, we might as well round up. We might as well get to the point. Get to some sort of a point.
Know your appreciation.
We don't know where we were getting to when we started, but now we're gonna.
That was
good.
Conclude this. Yeah. Know your appreciation. Know your worth, man.
Know your worth for sure.
Know your worth.
And do your research. More than anything, do your research in whatever industry you're getting into. I was lucky enough to go to school for automotive and for mechanics and literally just gas and diesel engines.
Right.
And then I can work on my own vehicle. I just choose. I don't have the space or the tools.
Right.
No, but you know, I know that I would bring some value to over there. I know I wouldn't be getting appreciated or being paid
compensated
with the values. The value.
Yeah,
of it, that's
that's one thing is a lot of these places aren't paying what they should be paying.
Properly compensated. Basically.
Exactly.
Yeah. And on top of all that, I mean, the benefits we don't even get. It's like, well, there would be no point.
No, definitely not. Some things are better kept to yourselves. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I hate to cut it short.
Cut it short.
Yeah.
You've been surprising me lately, bro. Ever since you must have recharged your batteries on this little vacay you had recently.
Need that.
Because these last couple of episodes have definitely been way over an hour. So.
Yeah, we like to keep it good over here at the Shakedown.
And, and so we're going to post up the New Year's Eve and New Year's Day specials. Probably they'll probably be up by either tomorrow or this weekend for sure.
Definitely.
If not tonight.
Well, you know how it is here, man. I hope you guys enjoy your New Year's, enjoy your dinner, enjoy your loved ones.
Happy New Year's again.
Yep.
Yeah, and don't forget to hit that
like and subscribe button.
Like and subscribe button.
I really want to.
Please leave a comment.
Yeah,
any sort of comment. I know we more than likely don't have any sort of a fan base out there as of lately. I know we have some subscribers, and even those guys, whatever. Even if you guys want to cuss us out or whatever, talk shit.
Yeah, talk shit.
You know, talk your shit.
Yeah,
clip. You know.
You know what they say? No bad publicity is what they say? No publicity is
bad publicity.
Something like that. I don't know. It's like not all. I forgot what it was a saying.
Or like bad publicity, speed publicity, marketing.
Something like this. So just let us know.
Never to the point, and always getting our shit euphemisms mixed up.
Yeah, you definitely
like a couple of months over here.
And it only gets better from here, man. But definitely gonna go see what's up with some dinner.